And it is 5:02 p.m. And roll call.
Chairperson Malfatti,
Here.
Vice Chairperson Abarca,
Here.
Commissioner Monzon.
Here.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, agenda review. Any changes? Do you have any changes, Chris, on the agenda review?
Oh, I apologize. No, we do not have any changes to the agenda specifically.
Okay. And oral communications.
We have not received any communications from the public.
Okay. Approval of meeting minutes of the regular meeting on November 10th. Do I hear a motion to approve?
I'll motion.
Okay, Hermes made a motion.
I can second.
Dana seconds. All in favor? Aye. Okay. Hermes and Dana, you approve? Okay, I guess the motion passed. Okay, items from staff.
Okay, give me one moment to. All right, can everyone see the slides there? All right, so good evening,
Oh,
everyone.
it's not showing your slides. It's just showing the file folder.
Oh, hang on. Stop share. Sorry. How about now?
There we
Yes,
go.
we're all good.
Okay, there we go. All right, so good evening, everyone, and thank you for your time tonight. Just wanted to go over the item at hand for the Parking Place Commission. And this was born out of a topic that we had discussed in our last meeting in November about whether or not the city would be hosting or holding free parking or enacting some free parking during the holidays in support of our small businesses. And so after staff analysis and consideration, actually it's an evolving, it was an evolving discussion even to today. So we do have some items that we wanted to make sure we discuss and amend the program or the proposal that's in front of you tonight. So just wanted to go over a little bit of a background, diving into this. This is my first year in the Parking Place Commission, and looking back, there were previous actions by the Parking Place Commission to have free parking programs during the holidays, and most recently, these free parking days have been limited to special events. They were tied more to a specific event that was happening in the downtown. That includes Santa Comes to Town, or the Small Business Saturday that was sponsored by American Express, or in certain lots in the downtown, there would be holiday food and toy drives. So on those days, it's been a combination. Either the Parking Place Commission has waived the meter revenue for specific lots in the downtown, or in specific spaces in the Miller Avenue garage. And from what I've been able to look into, they were successful programs. And even reaching back, there were times where years before, where the Parking Place Commission has approved free parking throughout the downtown for a certain number of days. What makes this year different, as we've known, is that the pandemic has been raging, and there's a lot more things to consider and to balance as we consider a program similar to that. So things that we have to balance is that we are in the purple tier, which, restricts a lot more activities than it did even when we met back in November. Shelter in place, stay at home orders, and it's in the best interest of the city and in the opinion of staff that we should not, be the ones that are promoting opportunities for people to gather. Everything should be a quick trip, go to downtown, do your shopping, do your support your restaurants and those businesses, and then go back home. And at this time and age where we are in the pandemic, parking on Grand Avenue and in the downtown in general is more valuable than ever. As we looked at last month, and we've established a pretty successful outdoor dining program, and for some select businesses, it has made a difference, and that's something that we are very supportive of. However, there are a whole host of other businesses and restaurants and other establishments. We're talking about hardware stores, small groceries, and restaurants that do not have outdoor dining installations. They are limited to pick up and take out, and for those types of retail and restaurants, they need constant turnover for them to be able to sell their goods and merchandise and whatnot. And so the other thing that we wanted to make sure we balance is that need for other businesses, the ones that do have outdoor dining, is that we do have this great need for turnover in our downtown parking spaces, especially on Grand Avenue. And one more thing that we also have to consider is that the difficulty of enforcement if we do establish something akin to a free parking in the downtown for the holidays for any number of days. There was a court case. Apologies, I'll have to get back to you on the specifics. There was a court case where the chalking of tires by parking enforcement officers are considered something that cities are not able to do. So the only way to enforce parking meters is actually the blinking light on the meters when the time has actually expired. So there's these combinations of things that we want to make sure we consider. And so what we wanted to then highlight for you are the changes that we have for the staff report and the resolution that we are looking for, the staff is recommending to the Parking Place Commission. So what we wanted to modify is that we are now, instead of offering approximately 9 free parking days, we're actually just going to concentrate on offering a small business weekend, meaning that we would not charge for parking in the Miller Avenue garage on two Saturdays, specifically the Saturday before Christmas on December 19, which allows for free parking in the downtown, not in the downtown, in the Miller Avenue garage on Saturday and through Sunday. And then also the following Saturday after Christmas, which including the holiday, you actually have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday as free parking in the Miller Avenue parking garage. So what we want to also clarify is that free parking would be restricted to the publicly accessible parking spaces, the ones that are there for public consumption. There's approximately about 100 parking spaces, and there would be no changes to those 144 parking spaces that are reserved for those permit holders for the garage. So we want to make sure that's one of the things that we have to consider is the equity of it, because we also have to keep in mind that the monthly parkers that have paid already for the December, it puts them at a disadvantage if we then open up the garage for free for everyone, and it puts those that have already paid their dues at a disadvantage. So just wanted to then open up for any questions that you might have. This is the parameters that we are changing the the proposal too. So I'm happy to answer any questions. And I believe we have Tony Rossi, for planning manager, and Alex Greenwood from ECD, and Dave Bachhaus from Public Works standing by.
Chris, can you explain a little bit more about the monthly permits? So they're going to be more like on the third floor and fourth floor, and leave the first two for these 2 weekends, or what are you envisioning?
Sure. Thank you for that, Commissioner Monzon. No, yes, the spaces that have been dedicated for monthly parking are going to remain. So that whether or not they're on the third and fourth floor, it's like I'll have to check with our Public Works folks to see where those spaces are allocated. But the idea is that we don't want anyone who's just shopping in the area to be parking in those that have been designated as permit only.
Good evening, everyone. This is Dave Bachhaus, Deputy Director of Public Works. Armaze, the garage has 244 spaces. The first 100, 0 through 100, are on the first floor, and as you move up into the second floor, those spots are open for hourly parking, and you pay by space on those spots for hourly parking. As you go above space 100, it is labeled on the garage walls, and it's indicated that those spaces are for permit only. So what Chris has said is correct. If we were to do free parking, it would only be for the first 100 hourly spaces in the garage.
Thank you. And thank you for, Chris, thank you for doing this for the businesses. It's probably, it'll be much appreciated for any help to the community to go there and shop around. We appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly, because the businesses really need it, the restaurants too.
Yeah, it's a tough time.
I was wondering regarding the parklets that you had mentioned, the outside dining. We've had relatively calm winter weather. Do you think those made much of a difference for the small businesses on Grand Avenue thus far?
Yes, absolutely. For businesses such as, I believe, like Bentre, Thai Satay, they have made they were able to recoup some of the business that they've lost and sustain some of those business. And I'll defer to additional feedback from our business community to our chamber president, Liza Normandy, but from what we've heard so far is that they've absolutely helped, and a lot of the discussion that we've had with the businesses is really, okay, like when does this end, and can we continue this? So that's why we were still forging ahead with coming up with parameters for something that's a little bit more permanent version of this, and some design standards that we are looking to implement when these temporary outdoor dining permits expire starting around like late February into March.
I know we've had, is there 2 parking spots that were like 20 minutes or 15 minutes only that would enable like DoorDash and so forth to pick up orders? Are there only 2 of those on Grand Avenue so far?
We haven't specifically allocated as part of the program these temporary, pickup only. We do have those the time limited, the very limited parking, the 24-minute ones, and they've yeah. So we have those kind of peppered around along Grand, and so far they've worked as well as they could have. That we don't seem to have a huge demand for just the specifically, like 5-minute turnaround time limited ones that we see in other cities that, that's dedicated for the DoorDashes and Uber Eats of the world. So we haven't heard from our business community that it's something that's crucially needed, because there's been an availability of those limited parking spaces available.
Okay, I was wondering, Ms. Normandy, if you do hear from your small businesses that they wish to have something like that in front of their business, would you let us know?
Oh, yeah. I mean, absolutely. We, the Chamber of Commerce has been working hand in hand with your city economic development team. So we went ahead and partnered with them to walk them through the process of the application along with Dave Bachhaus and Chris. So, I mean, leaving work today, it was because of these parklets that Thai Sauté is able to do outdoor dining. And as we move into this possibly inevitable shelter in place pretty soon, and outdoor dining is all they.
Hey, Margaret, this is Alonzo.
Sorry about that. Sorry,
But
my phone's right by the
you
computer.
know, as Commissioner Dana mentioned, this is an opportunity for the city together, along with the chamber through social media, to really
Okay.
promote shop local, support local. So if you drive down Grand Avenue, your city manager's office went ahead and created these banners that says "Love Local." So this is an opportunity where maybe one of the commissioners, Chris, can do a little video montage, since it won't start till next Saturday, letting the community know who you are, and just letting them know that we are offering free parking in the garage the weekends of December 19th and 20th and the 26th and 27th. So I think it's really important that the business community gets to know who you guys are. And if it wasn't for you as a Parking Place Commission and also working with Chris, that a lot of these things would not happen. And let alone it has been such a smooth transition for a lot of the businesses. And so, I mean, they're very thankful for whatever they can do to promote. But I mean, there's avenues that we can do with the social media, if not a video from one of you guys or all three of you.
Thank you very much.
Please. Yes, I have a comment. And that's all those great comments. Chris, you mentioned about design moving forward with this outdoor dining. We're still concerned about one thing about the corner of Maple and Grand Avenue. Several times already, but you measured 5 feet, and it's just give and take about the outdoor of Bentry. I think they should be very pleased that now they have more access on Maple. Wouldn't it be fair for that business to also cooperate and be more safety for our community, because that corner happened to be very busy. So in a busy moment, the covers that they have outside is very bulky, and it really is all the way out. Is any way that you mentioned about design that they can modify that to be friendlier, safer for the people, the pedestrians? We need for them to step in. I would like to extend the invitation through Liza, if a representative from Bentry join us in the next meeting, because this is for maybe, since they move in, they just been going out to the street every time. And when somebody goes from the city, they measure, they go in, and then the next day they go out. So why we don't fix it once? We would like to him, and I think we'll be fair. We're trying to support him, right? But he needs to chip in too. If he wants to have his outdoor tables, wonderful. But the way it's designed, I don't think looks, it looks pretty, it takes away the sidewalk. So I hope it makes sense what I'm saying. We can meet there if needed to actually see how it looks like it. But I voiced it out this one many times, and I love what I hear, but let's meet in the middle. Let's have them do something as well.
Thank you for that, Commissioner Monzon. So with the example of the business on Bentry on Grand and Maple, so yeah, we always seem to have some limitations in what we can and cannot enforce. So there are specific conditions that we have for our temporary outdoor dining program, where we have specifically and explicitly said for pedestrian access on the sidewalk is to maintain at least 5 feet. We have consistently gone out and measured that on the Grand Avenue side for Bentray, and they meet that condition. So it's no, but I agree. There are some things that they could, like the optics of it, that looks like it is their planter boxes are jutting out further, but every time staff does go out there, they meet that minimum for the temporary outdoor program. Now staff can look into because that outdoor dining space that they have, the sidewalk dining, was permitted under a separate process, and then the ones in Maple, that one is permitted under this temporary outdoor program as part of the pandemic. So there are specific permit conditions that they were supposed to meet, including that path of free path of travel on the sidewalk. And so just to kind of let you know that if they meet that path of travel minimums, there's a very little that the city can do.
This is exactly, every time I ask, we always have a beautiful answer. There is no movement. So I guess disregard my comment. I'm just trying to be, I think it's something that we could be done.
Okay.
But if we have an explanation that why, that was an opportunity, actually, if you recall, when you were going to approve them to do on Maple, that was your condition, right? But I'm begging you, let's meet over there. Let's see what actually means, because let's don't wait until something happens in that corner because the traffic, and then we'll do something. Let's be proactive. All we're asking is just make it something friendlier, so we can walk around. That's all. I think it's doable.
Okay, all right, we'll look into it.
Okay, Chris, was that all you wanted to present regarding the waiver parking fees presentation?
Yes, Chairperson Malfatti. So the next step would be to, if we do want to do this small business weekends, we do have to, it does require a vote from the Parking Place Commission as amended during this meeting.
Okay. Fellow commissioners, are you feeling comfortable voting on this evening?
I am.
Okay. Jennifer, did you want to do a roll call?
Yes, thank you. Chairperson Malfatti,
I approve.
Vice Chairperson Abarca,
Approve.
Commissioner Monzon.
Approve.
Okay, thank you. The motion passes.
Okay, thank you. Items from the commissioners. Okay, I think Hermes, you mentioned yours for the Maple and Grand, and Chris is going to follow up on that. I have nothing new to present. Dana, do you have any feedback from you?
No, I'm okay. I think I just got ahead and had my comment for hand.
That's okay. That's okay. So hearing no other items from the commission, I call for an adjournment at 5:26 p.m. The Parking Place Commission.
Okay, great. We'll see you in the next meeting. Thank you, everyone.
Okay. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.